So, with Deltarune Chapter 5 out and the secret boss known to pretty much everyone who plays the game, I decided to make an idiot's guide to all of them. All of the secret bosses in Deltarune. Mainly because my friend was having trouble with the secret bosses and I decided to be a dick and make this. So, if you're watching this, fuck you. Starting with Jevil, he's part of Chapter 1, the easiest chapter along with one of the hardest bosses. To get him in the first place, you need to collect 3 key parts, one shown on screen now. Key 2 shown now. And key 3 is as simple as talking to Sean. If you need help talking to Sean to get this key part, I worry for you. But once you have all your key parts, you can take them to the base hill, give them to the male guy, and have them fuse them together to get the cave for Jevil's cell. Of course, going in with no gears or items is just asking to get demolished, so here's the armor I recommend for this fight. First, the white ribbon you get at the beginning of the game, put that on Rousey. The dice brace got me for completing a puzzle that's going on Chris. This puzzle, if you didn't know, it's going on Chris. Amber cards, buyable from both stores for $100 dark dollars. Buy 2, put 1 on Chris, 1 on Tuesday. And finally, the iron shackles you get in a cell at the bottom of the castle. That's going on Tuesday. Alright, now that you're all geared up, time for items. The items I recommend are the spin cake, which you can get by interacting with the broken cake, your top chef, taking to the male guy and having him fix it, then taking the fixed version back to the top chef. And once you do that, you'll give him the cake, and he'll give you a spring cake, which is pretty powerful, as well as having one at the start of every chapter. After that, you're gonna want to buy a Lancer cookie, some whatever club sandwiches you find, and a bunch of Rules Rocks. After that, you're pretty much ready to fight Jevil. As for this fight, it's hard. The attacks are weird to predict. TP is hard to gain unless you're super good, which if you need this video, you're not. And he's really fucking chaotic. But he's not impossible. First things first, if you're doing the pacified method, then defend as much as you can. When you aren't defending, you should be using Hypnosis or Healing. That's it. The T-Max Hypnosis, when you have 15 more TP gathered up, is pretty much mandatory. And you really just gotta learn his randomness. That's about it to beating this fight. I do have some tips for the actual attacks, which I'll tell you now. First attack, he teleports around and shoots some projectiles out of his mouth. Just try to stay on the upper side and dodge. For his ring around on the Rosie attack, stay outside of the attack and try to follow it. You're going to need some quick reaction time, however. For the heart attack, run around it, try to avoid it. In cases where you can dodge through the hearts, but that isn't recommended. For the Devil's Knife attack, follow the route and stay through the gaps. This attack is not hard, just quick. The Carousel attack is the hardest for players beating this fight for the first time. And the only tips I have for it is stay in the gaps, and the hitboxes are pretty forgiving. You can go a good amount into the ducks before they hit you, which makes it easier to stay in the gaps. For the Clover attack, I can't talk today. For the Clover attack, just do your best to dodge, use up all your dodging with instinct, and don't stop moving. Alright. For his diamond attack, it's one of the easiest he has. Literally just go up to the top, move with the right. Super simple. For his Carousel Part 2 attack, this is the attack you want to pray and do your best to dodge. Try to do your best with dodging and stay in between the gaps. Never stop moving. For the Spade Beating attack, it's another case of just dodge as best as you can and try not to get anyone dead. For his Clover Shoot attack, fuck it. I fucking hate this attack. I can never do it without getting hit, and I just always end up getting tripped up. Just dodge, go through the little ball, go through the little buzz, and try to end it as quick as possible. For the Red Devil's Knife attack, just follow the advice I've already given and stay on the opposite side of the Devil's Knife. Doesn't go on the same side twice. For his Diamond Shoot attack, just dodge. It's fast, but not hard in the slightest, so you should be good. For his random shoot attack, this sucks, but just try your best. He also introduces the new diamond box attack, which sends 3 diamonds straight to you and a line. It's not hard to not hard to dodge, just move out the way. After this, he'll get tired and use the diamond attack from earlier, but way slower and easier to dodge. You don't need help for this one. After this, it's his final attack, his full screen attack. Surprisingly easy. Just go to the bottom of the screen and move out of the way of the Devil's Knives. After that, he cycles through already talked about attacks until you use Hypnosis enough to tire him out. Once that's done, use Ralsei's Pacify on him, and the fight's as good as over. You get the Devil's Tail for beating him with pacifism, and I'm suggest putting that on Ralsei, for now, at least. Then you can go through and finish the chapter, and make sure to grab the 2 revivements found throughout the chapter in these two places. Don't use them, just keep them in your inventory.
Metamorphosis.
First things first, don't skip the light bulb section by using the bed because then you can't get your spin cake if you used it. Just do it, get the spin cake from the baker, store your revived mints in the safe point storage, then get a club sandwich from beating up Clover again in the dojo. Now to get to the actual boss, you need to get to Queen's Mansion and find the basement, which is locked away by a green force field. Go to the trash dump using the warp door and go left. You'll find Spam Shop at the end of the dump. Go into a shop and time your Z press so you can spend as little money as possible buying the keygen. Do the same with a B-shot bow tie, which turned into the frayed bow tie after leaving the shop. Once you have those items, use the warp door to go back to Queen's Mansion and buy 2 B-shot bow ties from it. Now you can go into the basement and use the keygen to gain access to it. Go down the stairs and go left until you reach the end. Go into the room, find the in button on the wall so that you get access to the teacup ride. Write it down, deactivate the force field, ride the teacup back up, good luck, and get to the safe point at the beginning. Go right this time, enter the room with a weird robot doll thing, and take the disc from it. Go back to Spam's shop, talk to him, get him in the disc, take it back to the robot doll thing, and you're ready to begin Santa Neo. These are the armors I used to beat him, and the items I had when I beat him. As for strats, I don't really have any. Get the Justice full for this fight, and it's pretty simple to use. Press C to shoot, and hold C to charge a shot. I don't have any tips for this fight, just get good at using the Justice Soul mode and use your best dodging skills. Use every snap at every possible moment, and he's the easiest to your boss. So long as you have good item management, you should be able to beat him. Once you finish with Spam Neo, you can finish up the chapter, head back to Castletown, and once there, all you have to do is deposit any revivements you found, which are in these places. Combine the Iron Shackle with the glow bands, and combine a B-shot bow tie with the tension bit. And grab another spin kick and use it during Santa Neo's fight. Before we move on, I just want to tell you that Steelmaker is best used on Mouse. I got a bit of a jelly still for it. This is the moment all you veterans have been waiting for. This is the reason we've been stockpiling our revivements, and this is the boss you need to get good on, or you can kiss your chances of winning goodbye. You don't get to go to Castle Time for this chapter, so you better have grabbed everything you need from Castle the end of chapter 2. Now, the hunt for this boss begins as soon as the chapter starts. I wouldn't recommend skipping the beginning section, but if you want to, there's really no reason not to. Once you're on board 1, try to get to 2 cues as quickly as you can for the Tennis Sphinx. The questions are hard if you pay attention to the dialogue for this. Once you get that, you can find the power croissant and have Suzy eat it. Then you can have her get Lancer, so you're going to have to dig and set the Elena and Lanino fight. Once that's done, you can get all 5 keys found here, 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 and here. Once that's done, you still aren't done because you need to farm 1,500 points from Suzy, weed pulling before all of that, for points. Now that you're done weed pulling, you can enter the beginning and play the Chef Physical Challenge. And if you do everything right, you should have an S rank. If not, then that's what the weed pulling is for. You can buy an S cream from Pippin's done in TV World for 15 to 100 points. Once you have that S rank via getting it or just buying it, you can go into the S rank only room and go to the left to enter the game room. You can keep heading left, start the game, but realize you don't have a controller, so head back right, grab a controller, and set the game up. Once you're in the game, you can follow this map on screen now to get the ice key and end the game. I'll let you pause and take a second to read it. Once you're done, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat with board 2, except you have less photos to grab, only being 4. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And some Mosti found here. Do all that stuff, farm weeds for points, and get a good grade on the Rhythm Physical Challenge, and you're back to the green room. Get back to the S rank only room, start playing the game, and here's the map you need. Once you get to this section with the looping rooms, you want to make sure that you only go where the white cloak will follow. For example, if you try to go up and the white cloak stops following you at the line, then that's the wrong direction. If you try to go right and the white cloak does follow you through the line, then that's the right way to go. Got it? Good, because it's the last time you'll be in the green room for a while. Once you're finally back in the green room, you can go into the special room and use the gumball machine to get the executive buffet, revivement, Tenatai, and tension backs. Then play the final backstage game using this map and start the fight with Emem, or Nightmare, or whatever you want to call him. This fight is ironically harder than the Roaring Knight, and you have to fight him in order to get the Shadow Mantle, which is essential if you want to stand a chance against the Knight. Your best bet is attacking whenever you have a chance and pray to the friend enemies that they actually drop heals. Just learn his attacks, persevere, and you'll be out of there in a quick enough time. I'll show you my fight, so hopefully you can pick up something, but once you're done with that dickhead, you can grab the Shadow Mantle and leave the fight in the past until you need to fight the Knight again. Once you're finished with DRAM and getting the stuff from the gumball machine, you can go ahead and fight Tao. Once you're done, you need to head straight back to the green room with your team. Here are the items I had to bring, but if you can afford to replace TV dinner with another deluxe dinner or revivement, that would be way better. Here are the armors I had in Chris, Susie, and Rouse, and now we're ready to fight the night. The best tip I can give for the night is to stay calm and don't get overwhelmed. Easier said than done, but if you can do it, then the night is free. Unlike Jevil, I don't have a tip for every single attack, but unlike Samantha Neo, I do have tips for some of the attacks. For the attack where he splits the box, pay attention to the red line that appears before he does it. It tells you which way is about to be split and makes it way easier to react. For the attack where he spawns a bunch of swords that make a circle, it's a lot easier than it looks, but if you want to stay extra safe, keep your focus on when the knights are coming, not your soul. Finally, his full screen attack. It's super easy. If you get past his first attack easily, then this attack will be the same, just on a bigger scale. Your next attack will always end the fight. Being this fight will net you a black shard for Chris, and another shadow crystal which you can give to Sean if you want. But that's pretty much it for the Roaring Knight. Overhyped a little, but definitely pretty hard until you get used to him. Hammer Justin's here. Second place for the boss no one's expecting, and let's just start it up. Start the chapter and don't skip the light world section. We need the mandatory bang and sermon man, and to go to Nobel's house so we can get the jingle blade in this spot. Always attack but increases defense. Useful for later bosses. Once you have the jingle blade in hand, you're free to do whatever you want until you get to Gerson's study. Now, Gerson is Deltarune's first missable boss. I say that in quotes because technically all the bosses are missable, due to being able to beat the chapter before beating the boss. But with Gerson, if you progress too far into the chapter, you lose the ability to fight Gerson every single time. And you'll have to reset the chapter to unlock him again. Once you get to Gerson's study, just interact with the poster above him, and then interact with Gerson about it to start the quest to get the hammer. Then to get access to the secret boss, you need to first beat Jackenstein and get the climbing claws. Then find this golden piano. You can find the code you need for it in these two places, but the code for it is up, left, down, right, down, left, dot. Inputting this code correctly will open up a door behind Gerson in the study that you can enter and interact with the hammer to stop the fight. Before starting, however, I seriously recommend you get Susie's OK heal to 80 TP and grab the absorb axe for Susie found here. Here are the armors I have for the fight, and items aren't necessary since you can't use anything during this fight. Now for the fight, you got the kindness soul here, which forces you to stay stationary, but gives you a shield to block attacks with. It's pretty hard to get used to at first, but once you do, the fight gets a lot easier. The attack I have trouble with a lot is the attack where he throws hammer at you while the box is tilted. This attack's hard, but manageable with the right setup. Put your soul in the middle of the box and focus your attention on the hammers. This allows you to keep your pull position easily viewable and keeps out any of the guesswork. For the attack where Gerson throws shells at you, then forces you to block in a half circle, pretty difficult to explain, but I find it easier not to focus on the shells at all until I need to hit it again. This keeps my focus straight and not strips out, which is something I find helps a lot in the Gerson fight. Finally, his final attack. This one sucks ass, but you know. He doesn't much of big shells at you with varying speeds. Just try to focus on the closest shell to you and dodge it appropriately. Then he just does a caster blaster circle, simple, move with it. Follow these tips and learn the attacks, and the Hammer of Justice is as good as yours. Once that's done, you can move on to the chapter, but make sure to grab the Princess Ribbon and Power Band in these spots. Then you can beat the rest of the chapter and head into Chapter 5. Here we are, the final chapter at the moment. First place for the boss nobody was expecting, and the boss with the best team in my opinion. I don't like Vocaloids, but that's Toby Fox effect for you. This boss is pretty convoluted to find, let alone deep. To put it simply, you have to collect 19 peak coins from various spots around the chapter. You only need 10 to fight the boss, but all 15 are useful to have for later. In order to get any pink coin in the first place, you'll need access to platform mode. I'm going to give you a guide on every single spot of every single pink coin in the chapter, but know that you'll probably need to get close to beating the chapter in order to get access to the warp door, which is necessary to get to a bunch of places around the map. Now that you have every single pink one, you can go to this shop and buy the pink key for 10 pink ones. Once you have the key, you can go to this spot, which you should have already found, and use the key to enter the room. Start up cutscene with the orange. This is the point where you want to equip your best defensive armor and weapons, including the Jingle Blade. These are armors I had and items going into the fight, but if you have any revivements, then take them. When into the fight, you'll realize you have new Perseverance Soul. Works the same way as in Undertale, but in this fight it's going to be a little different. First things first, gathering TP and floating are necessary to win the fight. First, you're going to want to defend with Chris, flirt with Susie, and lovely boy with Ralsei. Defending is the same as always, but flirting increases the Doki meter, and lovely boy increases the max TP meter. I like using lovely boy whenever I can and have under 80 max TP. Flirting is the way you win, and there's many different ways of granting TP costs. Now, as for attacks, all of them are hard, and not the same as the rest, and some are horrible, and I don't know what to do. I'll tell you how to handle some of the hardest attacks I had to deal with, but note this will probably be a repeatedly difficult fight with very few breaks, and you will definitely run into attacks that are harder for you than they were for me. Diving into the belly of the beast here, the hardest attack is this grid attack, where Pink throws bombs at you that explode in the 4 cardinal directions. This attack is hell. They don't have a proper strategy for it. I just had to stay still and visualize where the bombs are going to go. But you're better off just installing this mod for the fight. The next attack is this 3D tunnel attack. This attack I find best to take it slow and think before I move forward, but not think too long, or it will shove me into the electrified box and cause some serious damage, like the rest of the attacks. For the attack where she pushes the box a bunch, stay in the middle as much as you can. The general tip for this fight is to collect as many hearts as possible. Some attacks are easier to collect than others, but they increase your max TP and give the members a 1 HP heal. So collecting them is pretty worth it. With that, all you need to do is learn the attacks, get better, persevere, and the Shadow Crystal is as good as yours. Now, remember when I said collecting all 19 pink coins would be useful later? Well, this is later, because once you beat the fight, a new hallway opens up that you can enter to get your reward for beating the fight. Your reward? An Undertale item representing all of the flowers. Each of them have their pros and cons, but the agreed best set is Green Apron, which gives +7 defense and heals the wearers plus 16% of their max HP when defending. The Yellow Hat, which gives +4 attack, +4 defense, and +4 magic, make the wearer spells 20% stronger. And finally, the Set Specs, which give +4 defense and +6 magic, as well as giving you more invincibility frames after getting hit. That is, if you're an Aqua hater. The definitive best set is the Green Apron, Yellow Hat / Set Specs, they're pretty interchangeable, and the Aqua Knife. +10 attack and +2 defense, as well as making it easier for Chris to get critical hits. The best character has the best item. Absolutely perfect. Don't get me wrong, all the items are good, and I'll put a chart of what they all do now, but once you choose all 3 of your flower items, you get 1 more. The Flower Scarf. +70 in all stats and the perfect weapon for Ralsei. Unfortunately, Ralsei refuses to wear it, saying it's too big every single time you try to put it on them. It becomes a broken scarf after beating the chapter for reasons I won't say because I don't want to spoil it too much. Now you can beat the chapter, see this amazing post-credit scene, and be happy knowing you've beaten every single secret boss that Deltarune has to offer for now. That's all I have for this video. This was the biggest project I've worked on for a video on my channel, and I really do hope it goes well, but that's up to you. If you liked the video, then please give it a like. If you didn't, don't, or give it a dislike. It's completely up to you, and it helps either way. That's all I have to say, though. Bye!